Are you a cheater if you time travel in Animal Crossing? You know, it's a question that I've come across every now and then, and I think I came across it pretty recently on YouTube. And in the past, I thought about it quite a bit. Back when Animal Crossing first came out, I wouldn't hesitate to say, yes, you are cheating the game if you time travel, and at that time, nothing really could change my mind. I've since changed my opinion based on new information that has come to light, and that's called growth. I think there are some details that we need to talk about when it comes to time traveling and how you experience this game, and I think there is a correct answer. And before you jump to conclusions, no, you are not a cheater if you time travel in Animal Crossing. So before you type that up in the comments or you get upset with me, that is not the correct answer. But before I get into it, first of all, hit like and subscribe because I do videos on Animal Crossing on a regular basis and I would love to have you as part of my community. So let's talk about Animal Crossing. But secondly, the reason that I initially thought that time traveling in Animal Crossing was cheating was because the original game, Population Growing for the GameCube, was advertised as a real world that would function on a real-time clock, and as time progresses in your real life, time would also progress in the game. And there would be special events that you could only get to or only experience if you played the game during certain times. That was the whole premise. You were moving out into a new world and you were going to experience this new world in real time. So in my mind, moving the clock 6 months forward or 6 months back, or moving the clock 6 weeks forward or 6 weeks back, would be considered cheating, because if you miss something, you can't just go back in time in real life and experience it. If you can't wait for Christmas or you can't wait for Halloween, you can't just move time forward any faster than it already goes and experience Halloween or Christmas. So that's kind of why I felt like it was cheating, because if you miss something, you have to wait till next year, and that's just how life goes. And even at that time, I didn't really have a problem with somebody who would offset the time by 6 hours, 12 hours, something like that, just in case they like work evenings and don't get off work until like 10 p.m. and they still want to play the game, but by the time they play, all the shops and everything is closed. So in a situation like that, I didn't really mind as long as you still function on that real-time clock. So it wasn't until like 2014, 2015, something like that, when I realized that there's really nothing wrong with time traveling. That people are going to experience this game in a multitude of ways. That your experience playing this game is going to be different than my experience playing this game. And at the end of the day, I don't think that anybody, not me, not you, not Nintendo, nobody has the right to tell you how to play a game that you spent $60 on. Nobody has the right to tell you how to play a game that you spent $20 on or $30. It doesn't matter. You bought the game and you can play it however you want, and it doesn't matter. So for those of you who may have been shunned or frowned upon for having time traveled, I wouldn't worry about it. It's not that big of a deal. But I do think there is one thing that we as a community probably need to think about, and that's just like, if you're going to time travel and you're going to do it, that's fine, do it. There's nothing wrong with it. I was a little upset that Nintendo locked some of these holiday events behind DLC. That was actually probably one of the more questionable things that they've done in a while, aside from releasing the game without all the content included in the first place, but that's a subject for a different video. I love Animal Crossing now, Animal Crossing New Horizons, and I'm looking forward to playing it in the future. And that was, in my mind, that was kind of their like sneaky little way of trying to prevent people from time traveling into the future, experiencing Toy Day, and then giving out all the Toy Day items. But that brings me to my next point. If you're going to time travel, by all means, experience this game however you want, enjoy the game however you want. You spent the money on it, it's your game, do what you like. But I do think it's important that everybody respects the way that everybody else chooses to play this game. So if you choose to time travel, that is great. Do what you gotta do, have fun. If you've played the game for a half an hour today and you've run out of things to do, and you just want to get to tomorrow because you're gonna have a bigger house or you're gonna have a new thing that opens up, and you just want to go to tomorrow and you don't want to have to go to sleep and wake up the next day and play, that's fine. You can do the time travel thing and it's fine. But if you know that there's another person that doesn't choose to time travel, I think that you have an obligation to respect that style of gameplay. And what I mean by that is that if you decided to time travel to Halloween and get all the Halloween items, but in reality it's only July 20th, don't go to your friend's island and drop off all the Halloween stuff for them. It's a little bit disrespectful of the way that they choose to play that game. Maybe they have not experienced Halloween yet, and maybe they're excited for it. Maybe they're counting down the days. Maybe they want to experience it for themselves when the time comes around. But if you go to their island, drop off all the Halloween stuff, it leaves them with nothing to do for the Halloween event, other than collect the DIYs. And that's what I mean by respecting the play style of other people. I had a situation pretty recently where somebody in my stream asked me to purchase an item that was 130,000 bells in Tom Nook's shop because they hadn't seen it show up in a while. So I bought it. They came to my island and I was expecting, 150,000 bells, 200,000 bells, probably at the most 200,000. But what I got was they dropped off 800,000 bells and like 6 exotic items. Now I have no problem with this person. I'm not upset with this person. It's just one of those things where it's like, I was trying to make money and they dropped off a bunch of money, which is good because I was able to make a house payment, get another upgrade, and it's fine. But I didn't ask for that. And I think there is an opportunity here for us to open that dialogue and ask people, what's the most I can give you for that? What's the most that you'll accept for that? And the downside is once those items are dropped on the island, you can't really give them back. I guess I could have sent back the exotic items through the mail or whatever, but it's just one of those things where that, like, overpaying by that much money was just not necessary. And while I dipped into my savings to buy the item in the first place, I expected to be reimbursed and maybe a little bit extra for my trouble, but not 800,000 extra bells. That's I think where I got a little frustrated. But hopefully, we can come together as a community and we can say, play the game however you want. It's totally fine. I have no problem with that. But just be respectful of the way that other people choose to experience Animal Crossing, because there are 100 different ways to enjoy this game. And that's not even touching on like hacking and modifying the game, which I know Nintendo has put a stop to, but Animal Crossing New Leaf, there's a whole community of hacking and stuff like that. So anyway, let me know what you think about time traveling in Animal Crossing New Horizons or Animal Crossing in general in the comments below. I think this new understanding of respecting the way people play the game, or this idea of respecting the way that people play the game, will probably work out if everybody decides to incorporate it into their gameplay or into their moral code. I think that's the right word. Sure. But don't forget to hit like, don't forget to hit subscribe, and I will be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.